gathers together for the final time. The graduating seniors will take one last look around the Rosewood High Gymnasium before saying their ultimate farewell. For some, this is a happy occasion. At long last, the final chapter in their high school lives. But for others, this is their last chance to get their last laugh. Graduation by Jerry Rabushka. Some of you, like me, will go into college to pursue a career in the use of biotechnology and military and counter-terrorist applications. And while others, like Barney Smith and Bessie Johnson, will continue on the path of fast food service. Ah, Barney and Bessie, voted best couple by the seniors of Rosewood High. Best couple of what? Couple of cheeseburgers, hold the mayo. She wouldn't even give me any mayo. You all know Bessie. Look, it's the valedictorian. I'm sorry, but I'm allergic to smart people. Achoo. Wow, Bessie. That was about as funny as your last algebra grade. Now, I know what the principal is thinking. Why are you using your graduation speech to lash out at Barney Smith and Bessie Johnson? Why indeed? Because they're losers who tortured me, and I want everyone to know it. Is this not the same principal who insisted that I give my speech to the senior class in its entirety? Not just the smart kids, not just the popular kids, not just the jocks. Everyone? Yes. Now, Barney and Bessie, they weren't smart. They weren't jocks. They were simply bad kids. Hey, do you know what Bessie calls success? A large vanilla shake. And do you know what Barney calls success? Nothing! Oh, and the smart kids. You can't leave them out. John Wheeler, genius, right? I'll say, he figured out how to cheat at algebra, biology, and American lit. You thought nobody knew? I knew. I gave them the answers. Oh, kids these days. You might want to think twice about giving him that diploma, Mr. Roberts. Maybe it needs an asterisk. But let's not dwell on the past. Although, Sheila Jordash, I will never forgive you for greasing my violin strings with olive oil at the senior concert. Never! Although, it did help me hit that high G, no problem. But this isn't a time to look backwards. Not in the class of 2004 with its whole future ahead of them. For Barney and Bessie, it's fries. Lots and lots of fries. Fries with this, fries with that. The sweet salt smell of success. And for John Wheeler, repeating his senior year. In detention. At a military academy. I'm so sorry, John. Oh, no, wait. I'm not! Now, I know there are those of you who think that we smart kids have no social skills. That I, in particular, hold a grudge. That I can't forget. Third grade, Bobby Houston! You put frog legs on my salami sandwich, and I'll get you for it. Well, you know what? It's not that I can't forget. But who has time? I worked my butt off to become valedictorian. Not because I'm the smartest, but because I wanted to give this speech. Because I wanted revenge! Oh no, you're not going anywhere. Your turn is yet to come. And I would like to thank some of the teachers who made me who I am today. No, sit down, Mrs. Torelli. This is your turn in the spotlight. I said sit down, Mrs. Torelli. You see? You don't like it, do you? Yes! Today we're going to discuss symbolism in the works of Eugene O'Neill. And then we're going to compare it to symbolism in the short stories of Ernest Hemingway. Now you tell me, Mrs. Torelli, does that sound like a fun time? Why don't we just stay home and peel potatoes? If I had won symbols, I'd have joined the marching band. Oh, and Mr. Klontenhammer, another influential teacher? More like influenced. And Maurice, he got an A from him because he did all his work correctly and on time. Whoop-de-doo. And Christine. got an 8 from him because... Well, never mind. Oh, to conclude, as my final words as a student at Rosewood High, I would just like to say, I have hired a police escort. And now for our next speaker, allow me to introduce you to somebody with a much, much lower GPA. And remember, you're graduating. You'll be nothing in approximately 30 minutes. Okay. I want to talk to you about being popular. Being popular, not a picnic. You ever tried it? Let me fill you in. It is quite the administrative effort. I had to keep an organizational chart of who was in and who was out. Even on the teachers.
Al, I know I'm just your instructor, but I want to be just like you kids. Can I do my hair blue and wear a pin in my nose?
Oh, that was an American history to remember. And for the record, Mrs. Bonneville, no, you can't. And I want my pin back. Now, I had to keep track of the trends, what to wear, what music to listen to, what shows to watch. I had to monitor who was doing what, how often, with who, and if they were successful, and then I had to rate them accordingly. Were they keeping up? Were they hanging out with friends who were keeping up? I had quite a computer program going, and my rating system wasn't arbitrary. It was based on constant collection and analysis of personal minutiae. It won me first prize at a science fair. What? Homework? When? You know? All for what? Off to college now, I got to start all over. All this work for nothing. So, I have decided to bequeath my voluminous amount of incriminating data to Leslie Stomer, who, according to my system, is the most popular junior at Rosewood High. Now, she's got another year left of the glory and the power. But for me, emptiness. Nothingness. Like a deposed ruler forced to abdicate, I relinquish my throne and walk away a broken monarch. I'll miss you, Rosewood High. I'll miss you. I'm going to have thrives with Barney and Betsy, and talk about symbols with Mrs. Torelli. What? I flunked it the first time. I just can't let go, because Mr. Roberts, teachers, students, I peaked! Well, okay, I'd like to introduce you to our final speaker, the principal of Rosewood High, Mr. James Roberts. Hey, we got along well, didn't we? After all, I was in your office more than you were. As we bid goodbye to the class of 2004, I would like to, as the principal, reflect on what was said by our previous two speakers. First of all, as a school, we are better than that. Barney and Betsy, when I go to Burger Wampus, they treat me like the principal. They supersize me and don't charge me a dime for it. It's always, here, Mr. Roberts, it's on Burger Wampus. Oh, I wasn't supposed to say that, was I? I guess from now on, they'll be fired? I'll pay extra 39 cents. You see, we both lose out. But, thanks to buttering me up with trans fat, extra salt, and 44 extra pounds, today they're graduating with high honors. And Mrs. Torelli, a symbol of higher education. I learned everything from her. And Mr. Closenhammer, you're terminated. Go home. Now. Now, you might be asking me, why do we have the graduation speakers that we do? Well, I'll tell you. We are changing the system. From now on, we're giving the stupid kids a chance. The uncoordinated, the metalheads, the smokers. Actually, my daughter is graduating next year. I hope. And I want her to be at this podium giving a speech with Daddy. Oh, no, don't worry, it's fine. She knows everything already, just ask her. But, looking over this class of 2004, I can honestly say that we are going to change the definition of what it means to be a student at Rosewood High. We are going to change the definition of what it means to wear our colors, of what it means to graduate. Now, You may be asking me, why don't we have tougher graduation requirements? Well, it's because we don't want them back.